Hello friends, thanks for joining me. My name's David and this is my channel. Today I'm going to talk about what you give always comes back to you. It's always what you give is what you give to yourself. So this is the law. This is the law. The law is simply that what you put out comes back. What you put out comes back. What you put out comes back. And this particular place of this particular law is where all of our confusion lies. By far, all the confusion lies in this area. This is where separation originated. This is where it lives. Once we get a hold of this law and understand it and use it in our benefit in a way that serves us, everything in your life will shift. The tides will shift. So first, let's talk about the idea of this law. So this law can be considered one of the most selfish things. Abraham Hicks always says, that people say we teach selfishness. And that's a true statement. Let's talk about what this is, because this idea of selfish and putting selfishness on people is what's caused all of this. So the more we let go of this idea of selfishness and start realizing how this works, taking back our center in our life, now things are going to switch. So why is it selfish? Well, it's selfish simply because let's look at this. What I see in somebody else, I get to decide. Okay? I get to decide if they're strong, weak. I get to decide if they're beautiful or ugly. I get to decide if they're nice or kind or not. But I get to decide it based on what I want to come back to me. Now, can you see, whoa, what do you mean? What if they're not kind, Dave? You see? Why would I say they're kind if they're not kind? Just so I can feel the kindness back. This is where we get lost. You feel that a little bit? Maybe even feel some resistance coming in. That's the idea of separation. See, the truth is that is the case. You get to decide what you think about others. And the more you decide what you think about them in order to receive it back, the more you're going to get on the other side of this law in a positive way. Now, how do we justify this? Well, simple. We justify it by believing and knowing who they actually are. In other words, everybody in the essence of who they are, deep down inside, is strong and powerful and loving and kind. Everybody, deep down in the essence of their spirit of who they are, is abundant and prosperous. Do you see? There's only that which has no opposite. That's why it's so important. That's why Yeshua talks about God and talks about the idea of the kingdom. You see, we need to understand we are one with God. We are one with God. We are one with Source. One with love, one with peace, one with prosperity. You see, that is our natural state. And now as you feel that, it flows. Your energy flows, your energy flows, your energy flows. See, where we made the mistake a long time ago is we started believing that our brothers and sisters were not that based on their past behavior. Simple, right? Well, you must not be that because you did this, and you must not be that because you did this. And that's where it got lost. And that's where separation came from. You absolutely made that mistake. And I need to tell you, you made that mistake. Why would I not? You did do it, didn't you? You hurt me, so therefore I have every right to feel the way I feel about you. And now we don't realize it's all coming back, all coming back, all coming back, all coming back. And boy, this world is full of it at this point. You can look on the TV and find tons of things you don't like and not realize they're all coming back, all coming back, all coming back, all coming back. But I can assure you that every single one of them, we're looking at them based on something that they have done, based on a temporary landscape, a temporary idea of who they are, not from a permanent place. So if we learn to look at others in a permanent way, based on who they really are, deep down inside, and that eternal aspect of that truth, you will see only positive, only positive. And that's what our inner being is doing. That's what that source energy part of us is doing. Do you see? It's here with you, seeing every single person based on who they really are and sending that light and light and light, because it knows there's no way I'm going to judge them based on a temporary aspect so I can shut my own light down. You'll never do it. It judges in order to feel it back. It judges in order to feel it back. That's just how it works. The more we embrace that, the easier this journey is for all of us. What you give to yourself. You cannot get from the world what you do not give the world. You have to share it in order to receive it back. These are all truths. But don't take my word for it. Go and find out for yourself. Even just this idea of a process of just giving to yourself what you feel like you're missing from the world. I appreciate you. I love you. We talked about this before. And I recommend give yourself this love and this appreciation. And as you give, then you'll feel it. You see? If you can give yourself from here and feel good and release that energy, all those blockage of energies, and feel the flow moving through you, what makes you think it's not happening every time you talk to somebody else? So yes, selfishness, absolutely. I am the center. This world is my creation. That's the idea of a creation. It has no meaning. It has nothing. Only what I give to it, is what it will become. I give you strength. I give you power. I give you beauty. I give you love. I give you appreciation. Oh, I'm getting it back, getting it back, getting it back. Boy, am I being selfish. Absolutely. Because the more I love and the more I appreciate, the more I enjoy, the more it comes back to me, the better I feel. And if I can do this consistently, I would just fill myself. I would literally pull the love, pull the appreciation, pull the joy out of the world and back into me. Why would we not do that? As soon as we understand that what you share, what you give away in that moment always comes back. The law of cause and effect. I am the cause, the world is my effect. If your body is hurting and coming back in pain, then you've got to give it what you want. You want to feel good? Give it goodness. You want to feel flowing? Give it that flow. You see? You could be sure that whatever you're feeling back from it, that pain, that anguish, that contraction, that's what you're giving it, maybe just unknowingly. Because you cannot receive anything from anywhere without giving it first. So that needs to be taken care of first and foremost. It's the biggest thing. Boy, is that hard to understand. But that came in. I didn't give that. Yes, you did. Vibrationally, you were sending it out. It matched your vibration. It has to. What you give out vibrationally has to come back manifested. So can you see this chaos, confusion? But Dave, there's things coming in my life that I don't like. Now you're telling me I'm giving it? Somehow, some way, yes. It has to be. That's the law. Now, the more you understand that and the more you don't push against it and the more you don't argue it and you say, okay, I'm just going to take it by faith. Now you start giving everything. I had to start giving my body love and appreciation and joy and not reacting to it. It took a little bit for it to switch when all that pain was coming in. And I said, I'm going to be here with you and I'm not going here with you and I'm going to include you and I'm going to love you and I'm going to appreciate you. You see, it didn't just go away right off the bat. It took some time, but it did. As I started giving it a new way of seeing it, and the body started reflecting it back eventually. We have to stay in the game. You have to stay at the distance because this law is always, and this law is absolute, the law of cause and effect. If you don't know exactly what cause you are, what vibration, where your vibration is, then you could be receiving some interesting things back. What I recommend and what I still do is when something comes back that bothers me, one, I recognize it's not coming from outside, it's coming from me. And I forgive it. Thank you so much for letting me know there's still that vibration going inside me. And immediately I give it what I want. What do I want to feel? I give it immediately so I can feel it back. Give it immediately so I can feel back. Love, appreciation. If someone comes in my life, I feel like I want to see something wrong in them. Thank you so much for coming to my life and let me know that I still have that vibration. You're doing wonderful. You're doing great. We got this idea of lying. No, you're lying to them, but they're not. Lying is a past thing. Remember who they are. Always remember who everything is permanently. This is what will help you. Everything permanently is perfect, good, flowing. You see, therefore, you'll never lie when you look at anything. You can look at the most poorest person and say, you are abundant and you're rich, because that's who they really are. You can look at someone who supposedly did something wrong, and you can say, you're doing great and everything's wonderful, because that's who they are. Don't let that human concept get this law mixed up for you by telling them who they are based on the past, and then bam, it comes right back to you, and now you get stuck in that spider web again and again and again. Anyone ever felt that? I'm sure you have. We have to become proactive and get ahead of this law. It's the only way. It's the only way. Be selfish. Try it. Give to others in order to receive it back. Don't worry about what they've done. Don't worry about what they think. I'm not lying to you. See them in a high light. See them in a good light. This is why Jesus said, love your enemies. You see? And as you see them that way, you will inspire them to say, hey, maybe I can start moving in that direction myself. But in the meantime, it will come back. It will come back. It will come back. So yes, do I teach selfishness? Absolutely. Because I am the center of my life. And what, according to this law, what I give the world comes back to me, shoom, immediately. Then I'm going to pay attention to what I give every single thing, or I'm going to fill myself up and bind up my own energy. That's just going with the law. Does that make sense? Sit with this. Ponder this. Figure out any resistance that's coming in from that party. You say, oh, I don't know. Work on it. Right? Everybody will have to, at some point, make peace with this law. Because that's what your non-physical side knows. It knows that it loves the world in order to love itself. It loves its creations to love itself. That's the nature of the universe, to love itself, to give, to receive, to give, to receive, not to try to get without giving. That's impossible. Give. Be selfish in what you see out there. Create based on positivity and feel it come back. Feel it come back. Feel it come back. Get more used to what's coming back than anything else. So that way you become very, very attuned to what's coming back in your life. And do it on purpose. And then you will see there is only good that comes from this. To look out in the world at all of our brothers and sisters and see them as they really are, not as their temporary becoming or being or what they've done. And then the benefit of that is you become who you are in the process. Take this with you. This is my gift to you. Of course, as always, to receive it back myself. Keep the comments coming. Hit the like button if this is speaking to you. And subscribe. And as always, my unconditional love and appreciation to each one of you on this amazing, amazing merry-go-round of a journey.